All right, so I'm going to start. So I'm going to kind of just walk you. You guys kind of came in later through my journey. So I'm going to talk about what happened when I started, how I hit my Ruby bonus, how I went diamond in 5 months. So I'm just kind of going to give you guys a stroll through my journey. My 1 year is coming up in just a couple days, like 3 days. So that's like crazy because I feel like I've only been doing this a couple months. So it's gone really fast for me. When I signed up, I was staying home with the kids. Sydney was 2 months old, and Ryan was really pushing for me to get a job or do something on the weekends when he was home so we didn't have to worry about a babysitter. We were paying our bills on time. You know, we were never late on anything because I'm really crazy about that. But we were starting to have to be tight with our money, and I hate that. I hate having less than $1,000 in our checking account. Like, so it was getting down. There was one point where we had $100 left, and I'm like, we have to last this for 5 more days. Like, there's no way. So then I started a photography business to try to make some quick cash. I am good at photography. I have all the programs, so I have a nice camera. There are other people out there that try to start that don't start out so great, but you know, I was making some cash, but then it got overwhelming. Just with all the editing and actually having to leave the house and like waiting to schedule things, you know, when Ryan was home so we could watch the kids, because military family, we live away from home. I can't just drop my kids off for the day with my mom or anything like that. So October 2nd, it was like October 1st, I came across a post about wraps. It was a before and after picture, and I liked the picture. I was like, oh my God, like, that's cool. Like, how did that do that? And then I liked it. So initially, the person that made the post, I know her. I went to school with her older sister, so I knew who she was. She asked me if I had a mom belly and if I wanted to try the wraps, because I had just had Sydney, and I was like offended. Like, you don't message somebody and say, hey, do you have a like mom belly? Are you interested in those wraps? Like, it was very offensive. I was like, no, I was just, you know, excited about those results for that person. Like, I'm really good. Thank you. And in my head, like, I could have used them. Cause I had that stubborn, just baby belly, but it was insulting. I was like, no girl, I'm good. Like, I just need to tone up. And she was like, okay. So then the next day I saw a post about $500 bonus from home or from her phone or whatever. I'm like, hold up. What is this? I've never sold anything in my life. I have been a hostess. Then I was a waitress, and then I worked at my college library. And the reason I worked at my college library is because I was a full-time med student trying to get my bachelor's. So I had like 18 credit hours every semester, all medical classes. I had no time to go out and get a job. So I worked at our library 16 hours a week, which was the most you could work through the school. And I made like $200 every 2 weeks. It was awful, but I was able to study and like do homework and stuff. So it was kind of like perfect for me. Had I known about this in college, this would have been way better because I was on social media even then. So I don't really have any expertise in terms of selling or really doing anything like this. And when she told me about it, I was like, okay, I can do it. I'm one of those people that I like a challenge. I don't like to fail at anything. If I start something, I finish it. So I've fallen victim to 2 scams before I found this. When I was pregnant with Mason is when I started looking from work from home jobs, and one of them I only lost $100, and then the other one almost ended up being big money. It was this babysitting scam, long story short. So when I asked Ryan about this, he was like, I don't know. I was like, dude, I know this girl. There's no way she would scam me. You know, I know her. I just know she wouldn't do this to me. So he was like, okay. I was like, well, can I do it? Like, let's do it right now. And it was the 2nd of October. So we had just gotten paid. He gets paid the 1st and the 15th. And I was like, we'll just make sure we're really tight with this. You know, I can make my money right back selling these wraps. So I signed up. Didn't even know what products we had. I knew nothing about network marketing. I literally saw a post that day, signed up that day, and jumped in. Like, I don't know. Something was just like, okay, you can do this. Now, I didn't think this would be a long-term thing for me. I thought I would do it to make a couple extra $100 a month like everybody does when they join, because that's what we need, you know. And then what happened was my enroller quit. She does not actively work. She quit. By the time I went diamond, she had signed her second distributor. Okay. So she quit after that. But I don't know why. She could have gone double easily had she worked outside of me. I was her diamond for her chart. So I just don't understand people quitting. But anyway, so I was kind of blindly led my first month. She never really checked up on me. She never gave me posts. She never gave me anything to do. It was the initial like startup, like log in, do your tax thing. Here's a couple videos, do the It Works You training videos. And she's like, here are some people to watch. What I did my first month was watch YouTube videos. I Chromecasted it to our TV because we have Google Chromecast. And I just watched Jade Hooper. And then any of the suggested videos that popped up, I didn't even know who these people were, but they were talking about It Works and talking about all these amazing things and what they were doing. So out the gate, I would say I was never really spammy. But when I heard the 3-3 rule, I thought it was 3 before and afters and 3 life posts. And for me, I thought life posts just meant regular posts, like post a picture of my kid on the toilet and talk about him using the bathroom. Like nobody told me what a life post was. So that's what I was doing. I was posting a before and after, morning, noon, and night, and then like posting regular pictures in between those to space it out so it wasn't so spammy. And this was when we didn't even have to worry about the compliant background. Like I started when that wasn't even a thing. There was just like a little disclaimer on it. So I watched a whole bunch of videos, and then I started learning more and more through Jade, through these videos. I didn't even know she was technically our upline. I had no idea. I thought she was just somebody in the company that really knew what she was doing, and I was just watching her every day. So when I found out she was actually in our upline, like I was like, okay, watching a really good person. I read as many things as I could. I jumped on as many calls as I could. Any kind of trainings, any kind of videos. I wanted to make sure that I was going to be the best that I could be and that I could answer any questions. Anytime I had a question, about a month into the business, somebody in my upline reached out to me and she was like, okay, how are you doing? I was like, well, really, like I'm struggling with distributors. My first month, I signed 7 loyal customers. And then she reached out to me the next month, and I signed 9 loyal customers that month and 3 distributors, including Ryan was one of them. And I was like, look, like I just need help. And we bonded, and she took me under her wing. I was like, okay, what do I need to do? She's like, I can send you some videos that you can watch that I think would really benefit your business. So she sent me like 4 videos to watch, and I watched them that night. And for me, having a 2-month-old and a 20-month-old, I was tired all the time. I was getting up every night because my husband had to work, and he never got up with the kids. Both of my kids slept like crap. So I was willing to sacrifice my sleep. I like to believe I'm a young pup, even though I'm 27. I feel like I could go with no sleep for a while. And I just watched these videos, and the next day I was like, okay, I watched these videos. And she's like, you did? I'm like, yeah, why wouldn't I? You don't, like, I want this business to work. And I listened to what you said, and she was surprised. I guess, some people, you can suggest things to them, you can tell them to do this and that, and just some people just aren't willing to be responsible or just don't see the vision so early. I saw the vision really, really early in this business, and I think that's what really helped push me to Diamond, because I saw that it was possible and I wanted it to be mine. I don't like to fail. And when I was told about the Ruby bonus, I don't like to, like I said, lose, and I had something to shoot for and a date to shoot by. So here's what I did. This is how I went Ruby. I listened to the person who reached out to me that told me that I need to post every day. And 3-3 rule was explained to me then. I was still posting every day my first month because that's all the person told me to do. But I misunderstood the 3-3 rule. But I posted every day. She told me to add people every day. Back then with Instagram, it was a way different way of adding, and it was adding a lot of ghost followers, and it's really, really awful. So what I do now is way better. But I was just building. I worked Facebook like 90% of the time. But I didn't try to reinvent the wheel. Somebody told me that is successful with this business or has been in this business a little bit longer than me said, you need to post every day, you need to add, you need to message, stay organized, and that's it. Like, do that. So I did that. And there are some people that just try to do it their own way. They are waiting for somebody to kick them in the butt to motivate them. Like, nobody checked up on me. My enroller didn't do anything, and I didn't fail, you guys. Like, I took responsibility for my business. I figured out what I needed to know, who I could talk to when I had questions. I asked questions when I could. I was in Amber Youngren's chat. She was Diamond at the time that I joined. She's double now. I was in that chat, and it was kind of crazy because there was a lot of people in there. But I was afraid to reach out to anybody higher than the person that reached out to me. And but the person that reached out to me, she was only a Ruby, so I felt a little bit better talking to her. So I had a date to shoot for. I did what this person told me to do, and that's how I got it. And with practice and consistency and as many videos as I watched that changed all of my wording for things, all the trainings I jumped on were really helpful. I would learn something new every time I was on a training, whether it be a call, or any Zooms weren't really a thing. It was Google Hangout or something, like kind of how Jade does it when it goes to the YouTube live. But I just engulfed myself with this business, and I just don't like to know things. I like to know how everything is run exactly. Nothing would overwhelm me. I understand that I started a business from ground zero, and I knew it was going to take time and consistency, and people were going to tell me no. And I know that there are lows and there are highs in the business. I know that as a female in general, our emotions can be a roller coaster. So I just understood that no matter what happened, everything was going to be okay. So what if I didn't get any enrollments this month? Some months are going to be more than others, and that's completely okay. What matters is we are in this for the residual income. Now, I pushed for that Ruby bonus, and I really wanted it. But had I not gotten it, I wouldn't have been butthurt about it because I was still making money. And I got my Ruby bonus December 27th. I was just a couple days shy of not getting it. December is when I enrolled 19 LCs. Like, I enrolled 19 LCs. I went crazy. In December, when people are shopping for Christmas, I found 19 people to spend money on. It works, okay? I don't really have any family that's purchased from me. A lot of it was friends or strangers that I had met. I was just doing what I was told. And I found out which things worked for me and which things didn't. Anytime I get a recommendation on anything, even to this day, if I don't already have a groove with something, like what I send to somebody when they ask me what we do, I haven't changed that for like 5 months because it works for me. But if there's something that I'm struggling with now and somebody has a suggestion, I will try it. I'm not going to try it just once. I'm going to try it for probably a month to see, does this work for me or does it not work for me? Or maybe I can like alter it. So who I am as a person in this business, I'm like 10 people molded. together. I took pieces from Jade. I took pieces from Jocelyn Yates. I took pieces from Tina. I took pieces from other people. And every day I'm continuing to grow as a person in this business and just taking advice. So there are just some people where I'm like, okay, you need to post every day. And then they start and then they don't post at all. And I feel like they expect me to check up on them every day or be their mom or be their boss or help them run their business. If you reach out to me, I will help you. You need a post, I can get you one. But I also tell them where they can find these things in the initial Zoom, where you can watch other leaders and just copy and paste. You can copy and paste something of mine like 2 weeks ago. Any one of you, because if we have mutual friends, you pick one from 2 weeks ago, somebody's probably not going to remember. They might see the picture, but they're not going to remember what I wrote. So I let them know, and there are just some people who don't listen. And they're like, well, I did this, and this. And like, okay, well, you joined. You wanted to really go for this bonus. You guys are against the clock for that Ruby bonus. Distributors are hard to get, especially in the beginning. But once you kind of get into a roll of things, it's a lot easier. My first month, I didn't enroll any distributors. And that's the only month since I've joined this business that I haven't enrolled at least one. I've always enrolled at least 3, which is the steps to success. But there was a month I enrolled 2. 1 month I enrolled 1. But I've gotten it in. And I've always done at least the 4 LCs. I followed the steps to success. Like, that is my goal each month to shoot for. And then once you start to get a team, you teach your team those same things, and then they enroll people, and it also helps. So when I went Ruby, like I said, I enrolled 19 LCs, so I enrolled majority of my volume. That was hard to keep up. Then when I enrolled my husband that next month after I enrolled, his Ruby would end in January. I got Ryan's Ruby in January. And then I enrolled my sister, October, November. I enrolled my sister in December, and I got her Ruby in February, the last month. So I got mine, my husband's, and my sister's. I worked all of our businesses. Well, you want me to be on. And 3 different people. I worked and pushed really, really hard to get those. Now, when my sister went Ruby is when I went Diamond, and I earned that $20,000 bonus. I enrolled 19 LCs in December, 16 in January, and I think 16 in February, 16 or 17 in February. So, yes, I was in an LC enrolling machine, but all of those people were placed, and a lot of my team didn't have to do anything, and they were getting paychecks. Sydney, come on. Where's your brother? Where's your dad, most importantly? So, yes, I hit Ruby and I hit Diamond really fast. But I did majority of it myself, and that kicked me in the butt because a Diamond is $10,000 in volume, like 10,000 GV. I couldn't keep that up by myself every month. The month that I enrolled 19 LCs, February was their last month. Come March, that was 19 people possibly dropping off from ordering every month. You know what I mean? So unless I were to replace that or people on my team, I wasn't as good of a leader. Somebody else was kind of trying to run my team, and it was just like a hot mess. And there were a lot of people that weren't happy. I had people telling me they were going to quit if they had to keep talking to this person. And I defended that person, was like, look, she's just passionate, so am I. But once I hit Diamond and I'm on the Diamond page now with Jade and, in the chat with Tina and stuff, I found out that I can reach out to these people and not be afraid. And I could have done that as a fresh distributor. I have learned so much more now that I'm in this other page, watching all these other people, talk about what should I say here, or, Jay just kind of has pop-up trainings every once in a while, and then we pass it on down to our team. So it's kind of nice to get that stuff first. I've just learned so much more. So now what I know now, I wish I would have gone back. I would have built differently. I wouldn't have given LCs to people who weren't even working. I think there were 3 people on my diamond chart that I placed all volume to get to 400 club. 3 people, they didn't enroll a single LC, and I did all of their volume just so I could promote. Yes, I'm thankful for it because I did get a diamond check and I did get that $20,000 bonus, but that's why I dropped off and didn't hit diamond. I kept diamond for 3 months, and then I went ruby. I was getting paid as a ruby. So it sucked because I was doing the majority of the work. My team wasn't having to really do much. So once I quit placing volume for my team, everybody was like, wait a second, like she's not doing anything for me anymore. So I think that's kind of why everything happened. I wasn't as good of a leader. I wasn't teaching my team how I do things. So once I hit diamond and I was getting this extra training, that's, kind of who I am today. I only place with people who are working. I don't beg people to work because I've tried to drag people through this business, and I realized that if you have to drag somebody, they're not worth it. My job is not to drag them. My job is to be like, hey, you told me you wanted this. Here's what you need to do, and do it. And people want me to walk with them and hold their hand and send them every post, and I can't do that. So there are some people that join and they're like, all right, I'm in college and I'm not going to have time to work another job, so I want to do this business. I'm like, okay, let's do it. And then now their excuse is that they're too busy with this business, but then they had to go out and get a part-time job working at the grocery store, and they're complaining about it. It's like, you didn't even give this business a shot because they expected me, I guess, to work it for them, and I'm not doing that anymore. So yes, I went ruby really fast. Yes, I went diamond really fast. But I wasn't built the right way, because and when we say don't go fast, that doesn't mean, if you've got five distributors signing up this month, that doesn't mean don't enroll them. That means you can enroll 5 distributors, you can enroll 10 distributors, but don't work for them. So work smart, place with people who are working. And once you get a team, second Ashley here, since you signed a distributor, that's what we're going to be talking about, is building smart and when to move to anybody on your team. But anyway, so, I basically just didn't reinvent the wheel, and I took responsibility for my business, and that's just something that some people aren't doing. I treated this like a business, like the serious, legit business that it is, and ran with it. I stayed up late because there were some days where I couldn't do as much as I wanted to because of the kids. So I would get everything done at night, or, sometimes I was laying in bed with my laptop in my lap, and Ryan would be sleeping next to me, and I would be there messaging people in the middle of the night. You'd be surprised at how many people are awake at 2 a.m. sending out messages. Because I've had some people respond, and I'm like, dude, it's 2 a.m. Like, aren't you questioning me, like, why I'm messaging you at 2 a.m? But that was my time to work. That was my time to get in the extra stuff that I needed to. And let me see. I made a whole bunch of notes here. No, I put everything I wrote. Just because you don't have help from your enroller or your upline, and that's not this team, because I think we have a great team even outside of us with Amber and Tina and even Ashley Mirth and Jade. We have tons of help. It's just, this is a prime example. There are 3 of you on right now. You 3 want to better your business. You 3 want to be successful with your business. I'm not saying that people who aren't on aren't feeling that way. I understand that everybody's got things going on. But I know who wants this business, and you guys are on here because you want to know more. And that's exactly what I did. I jumped on everything I could watched as many things as I could. And I just followed the steps of success and just signed people. It's signing loyal customers and it's signing distributors. Now, I did build solely social media, and now I know that if I want to go to the next rank, I'm going to have to get outside my comfort zone and start doing more in-person stuff, which is why I have a wrap party set up when I go home next month. And it's going to be my first, like, somebody's hosted one for me party, because my first party I had 2 people come to. So I think that's what discouraged me from really having them. But anyways, does anybody have any questions? Anything about my journey or anything just in general? Nope. Okay, we have 7 minutes left. Well, if you guys don't have any questions, I guess we'll just end it there. Next week we will have our Zoom. It's the week after that I'm leaving for Ohio. So unless I'm in Ohio at 8 o'clock, then I'm not going to be Zooming that night. But maybe I can. Maybe we'll just bump it later if I'm home. I'm driving by myself with the kids, so it's going to be quite the fun adventure. Yeah. Ashley, you're unmuted. Do you need to say something?
Oh, I just want to say I got questions, but it's too loud here, so I'll just message you.
Okay, that's all right. She's like humming along over here.
And I'm freezing.
Okay, yeah, just message me. All right, you guys. Well, I really appreciate it. We've still got 1 day left for this entry. I don't even have an LC or DT. I'm not even halfway in, so it could still happen. I'm probably not sleeping tonight, and people back out, and it sucks. You just keep going on, and we've got a full day left. I hope and pray Ashley gets picked. I'm super excited. We at least got 1 person all the way in, so I'm super excited for you. Brittany, I know you're halfway in. Other Ashley, are you halfway in or not? Nope. It's all right. We still have a day left. So this is like an amazing chance. Last time they only picked 20 people and gave them, what, $20,000? They're picking 100 people this time, and out of 150,000 distributors, I think that includes people who aren't even working, that doesn't necessarily mean that they're going to get an entry in either. So that just increases your chances, and it's 100 people, and I will probably pee myself, which doesn't take much these days, if you get picked. So I'm super excited. I hope we can get some more people in. Thank you for believing in yourselves and being on these trainings. It's always the same faces, and part of me wants to do, the top training, but it's always the same people that show up, whether or not I offer to other people. So whatever. All right, you guys, thank you so much for jumping on tonight, despite my little whiny butt over here. So, all right, let me know if you guys have any questions.